Hello guys, and welcome to my official guide on crafting nature runes using the Abyss. So somebody in the comments of my last video requested that I make a guide on crafting nature runes. And I know that a lot of you guys have seen me doing lots of it in previous videos, but I figured I'd just make an actual guide for it, go through all the steps, make it look pretty and everything, so hopefully you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's get right into it. So starting off with the requirements, you're going to need level 44 Runecrafting to be able to craft nature runes. To use the Abyss, you're going to need to complete the Abyss mini quest, which is quite easy and has 0 requirements. And you're also going to need to be able to withstand level 80 plus foes in multi-way combat, which means you can't be a level 3 or have really low hit points because you will most likely die. So the items that you need are of course pure essence, as you'll need with any runecrafting. You're also going to need super energy potions to keep yourself running, amulets of glory for the teleportation back to Edgeville. You're going to need some gear, which includes a pickaxe. I'll go over that more in detail in the next slide. You're also going to need your rune pouches, the highest level ones you can use, some Taverly teleport tabs, and some food. So these are a couple of sample gear setups. The first one is basically the optimal setup. Basically what you want to do is make sure you have the highest defensive bonuses and keep your rate at 0. You want to have your glory, of course. You want to use a pickaxe because you'll always spawn closest to either a mining or agility obstacle, so there's no reason to bring a hatchet. And you want to have Karamja gloves 3 if you have them, because you can use them to teleport away from PKers. And also make sure you have a ring of dueling just in case your amulet of glory runs out of charges. In the second setup, you'll see that I'm just using some hunter gear. That's because this weighs 0 and has a little bit of defensive bonuses. As always, you can customize your gear setup as you want. Just make sure that your weight is 0 or below and see how well you do. As long as you have high hit points, you're not going to die in one trip, so you might just need to eat more food. But even with the highest level setup, you will be eating unless you are basically maxed combat. For your inventory and bank setup, you're going to want to have it look something like this. Have your pure essence as close to your inventory as you can. Have your super energies right nearby and your glories nearby, because these are the 3 most important items that you're going to be withdrawing the most. Have food pretty close too, just in case you need to withdraw it and eat while you're filling your pouches. And the rest of the items are just sort of items that you'll need every so often. The Taverly teleports are to recharge your glories. Just more rings of dueling in case yours runs out of charges. And other stuff, just filling up my runecrafting tab to make sure that these can be in the right spots. A few things I'd recommend before you start runecrafting. First is this program right here. This is a screen marker program. I'll link it in the description. And what I use this for is you can set little marks on your screen, and these are just helpful. It's what I always do is I mark out my pure essence and super energy so I can quickly have my mouse ready to go when I hit the bank. And also I tend to put a mark on the Edgeville option on my amulet of glory so I don't misclick to Karamja, because that will happen if you don't do this, and it's pretty annoying. So I usually just set it over here just because it's a little bit closer to my inventory, and you can see that if I hover my mouse right here, then it will click Edgeville. So I usually have the screen markers set up. And the second thing I would recommend you have is mouse keys. And what mouse keys does is it allows you to make your mouse jump down so you can bank really fast. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it, but I haven't made a guide on how to set up mouse keys yet, but it's pretty simple, and I'm sure there are lots of guides out there that you can use to figure it out. But anyways, yeah, mouse keys just make your banking faster. And it's within the Jagex rules. As long as you're using Windows mouse keys and not any other type of mouse keys, then you'll be fine, and Jagex has said many times that it is allowed. So starting at the bank, your basic nature runs are going to look something like this. As you can see, you can fill your pouches quite fast using mouse keys, and you do want to be using all of your pouches. And when you're running up here, you want to make sure you're on the right side of the cart and on the left side of that building, because that's just the fastest route to go. When you're approaching the Dark Mage, or the Mage of Zenrak, sorry, make sure you click on him as soon as you can. That way your character will be going directly at him, and then right-click on the teleport. Generally, when you enter the Abyss, I usually tend to click north on the minimap, because usually you have to be running north, and then you modify your clicking once you see exactly where you spawned. And you're always going to be going through either a mining or an agility obstacle, because they're always the closest ones to your spawn. And once you get there, obviously just craft your runes. After you teleport to Edgeville, be clicking on the bank and try to remember where it is, and then I recommend that you actually right-click on bank with the banker. And the reason for this is because if you right-click with the banker, it will start your banking 1 tick faster than if you click on the bank booth, and that just saves you 1 tick every run, which is a little bit faster. And obviously, as you can see, I just use an energy potion. And generally for me, I use an energy potion if my run entry gets below 35%. Because that's about how much I need for a run. It probably depends on your agility level. I've been around 80 for quite a long time, so I'm not exactly sure. But it should be around 30% of run that it should use for each run. So you're going to be using 1 energy potion every approximately 3 runs, and just make sure that you bring one with you so that you don't start walking because it's just less efficient in general to be walking while you're runecrafting. It's more efficient to be using the energy potions and making the runes, what is it, like twice as fast, I guess you could say. So every so often your rune pouches will become damaged. As you can see, my giant pouch is damaged right now, and it turns that black color. So what you want to do when your pouches are damaged, most of you probably already know, you take them to the dark mage in the center of the abyss, and he will repair your pouch for you. So once you're in the abyss, you can just right click on the dark mage in the center and hit repairs, which is the second option, and that will just repair the pouch immediately. Then you can click on the exit through the nature rift. The way that pouch decay actually works is that every 120 clicks on any pouch that you have will count towards degrading the highest one that you have. So after I click any of my pouches 120 times, the giant pouch will degrade, and then 120 times again, and the large pouch will degrade, and then so on and so forth. So theoretically, you're clicking your pouches 4 times every run, and it only counts for opening them, not emptying them. Well, filling them, sorry, not emptying them. So theoretically, you can do 30 runs without the pouch degrading, which is about half an hour. But oftentimes you're going to be clicking these a lot, just like spam clicking them to make sure that you fill your pouches as soon as you can, so generally it's going to take longer than that. That's really about all you need to know for runecrafting nature runes using the Abyss. It's not really too complicated, you just have to make sure that you have the right setups and everything, and you should be fine. It'll take you a little while to get used to it and get fast at it, but once you do, it's definitely a really great way to make money. And that's the next thing I want to move into, is the XP rates and the GP rates. So as you can see, they go up as your runecrafting level goes up, and this is mostly due to unlocking new pouches. So at level 50 you will unlock the large pouch, and this means that your XP rate is going to go up to 19k per hour from 17k. You're going to be making another 50k GP per hour also. And once you hit level 75, you're going to get the giant pouch, and with the giant pouch you're going to be making 25k XP per hour and about 500k GP per hour. The final big level for runecrafting is when you hit 91, and this is when you're going to be making double nature runes. This means that you're going to be making 2 nature runes for every 1 essence. So the experience rate doesn't change at all because you're still getting the XP per essence, but you're going to be making 1170k GP per hour at level 91, which makes this one of the best ways to make money in the game. It's still going to be 25k XP per hour, which is quite slow, but getting level 99 is going to make you a very large cash stack. And nature runes are pretty low in price right now, so the price, the GP per hour could obviously increase. If they were 300 GP per nature rune, then you'd be making about 1.4 mil per hour with 91 runecrafting, and without 91 you'd be making about 630k GP per hour. So as you can see, if they get rid of bots and nature runes increase in price, you can be making even more money per hour, making it an even better way to make money. So that's really about all you need to know to do nature runecrafting. Hopefully this guide has been helpful to you guys. A few other things I just want to mention quickly is that people can PK you here because you are running through the wilderness, and obviously it's really annoying when people do that. But oftentimes it's hard to avoid getting PK'd. Karanja Gloves 3 are very helpful because they have the teleport right here, so unless the person teleblocks you right away, then you can usually get away with that teleport. I've saved myself many times using that. If you don't have those, then it's fine, you just are more likely to die. But just go for lower population worlds, and if you see somebody, just hop. Don't try to tempt fate. But anyways, if you do die, it's not really that big of a deal. You might lose like 100, 150k, but just make sure that you run back and pick up your rune pouches, because if you don't, then you'll have to go back to the abyss and get them again by killing the abyssal creatures, and it'll just waste a bunch of time. And you should be able to get your other untradables back, like if you're using graceful and stuff like that. I'm not sure about the Karanja Gloves, but you can get those back pretty easily anyways. But yeah, that's really about all that I have for this guide, so hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. Leave questions and comments in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to all of you. And good luck with your runecrafting. Go for 99, make that bank, and hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you guys next time.